600 milligrams of this antioxidant to cut creatinine in half. Catherine here, I have big news for you today. It's official. Science says that antioxidants can be used to improve kidney function. Now, this is really huge and it will absolutely change the way kidney disease is treated. Today, antioxidants are one of the biggest frontiers of kidney disease treatment, alright? There are new studies being published regularly. Today, this is no more just an opinion. It's a confirmed fact. A very large meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials was published on the Cochrane Library. This review was conducted on 95 studies, 10,468 patients, and these studies tested 49 different antioxidants. What they concluded is that in adults with chronic kidney disease, antioxidants did not reduce the risk of death, but probably reduced the risk of cardiovascular disease and kidney failure and improved kidney function. So less risk of cardiovascular disease, less risk of dialysis, and improved kidney function just by taking some extra vitamins and supplements. So I know what many of you will ask. Are antioxidants really proven to improve kidney function? Well, truth is, when the Cochrane Library publishes a study conducted on a number of test subjects this big and with conclusions this significant, it means that something big is going to happen in the medical field. And yes, what they say about antioxidants is true. It means that now doctors and nephrologists are supposed to take action on these findings, alright? Because you see, a few years ago I was showing you another meta-analysis published on the Cochrane Library. Those of you who have been following me here for some years maybe still remember about that. It was about the low protein diet. And just after this review came out, following a low protein diet became the rule for anyone with kidney disease. So what I believe is that in a few years, I hope not decades however, doctors will begin to prescribe antioxidant therapies to every single kidney disease patient. But you see, we all know how slow the medical world is, and if we just wait for our doctors to come out and tell us, yeah, take these vitamins and these supplements, we could really be waiting a long time. So why don't we just dig a bit deeper into this and find out which antioxidants work better for kidney health? So which antioxidants are best for kidney health? There are basically two types of antioxidants we can benefit from, vitamins and non-vitamins. We will see both today. You see, science is very clear on this. Antioxidants work best if they are in combination with each other, but we will also see which antioxidants in particular are the most effective, so you can also focus on those. In particular, as you may have seen in my thumbnail, one antioxidant molecule was used in a study to obtain a huge drop in creatinine levels, a drop of 50%. That will mean that someone in stage 5 will be able to get back in stage 3. I mean, is that even possible? And since antioxidants work best in combination, let's start with the foods that contain them naturally. So, if you want to protect and improve your kidney function, consider adding to your diet foods such as pomegranate. I love pomegranates, and they are in season right now. This fruit is so full of antioxidants, vitamins and phytochemicals that just eating it in small amounts daily can positively impact the health of people with kidney problems. Now also keep in mind that most fruits contain the most antioxidants in those parts we usually discard. In the case of the pomegranate, the white bitter pith you see here is where you will find most of the antioxidants. Don't discard it. If you don't like the taste, use it in a smoothie. And also consider red cabbage. All cabbages are great additions to a well-planned kidney diet. They are high in fiber and low in calories, can be used in many healthy and tasty dishes. But red cabbage is richer in antioxidants, making it even healthier. And don't forget, red grapes. They are also in season right now and extremely healthy and delicious. Red grapes in particular are full of powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins, which are linked to controlling blood pressure, reducing damage to blood vessels, and protecting against heart disease. Pecans are another little-known source of antioxidant. They were actually tested on people suffering from high cholesterol, and what researchers found out is that these healthy nuts do not only improve cholesterol levels, they can also raise serum antioxidant levels. Just like berries in general, but everyone knows that. And also, artichokes. Yeah, did you know that artichokes are extremely rich in antioxidants? You see, this superfood is especially rich in the antioxidant known as chlorogenic acid, same as what you will get from coffee. Research tells us that this antioxidant is especially effective against type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And guys, if you think this info is useful, please give this video a like and let me know your thoughts down in comment section. And these foods are powerful when it comes to protecting the kidneys. They can be a great part of a long-term, kidney-friendly diet, but you can only get limited amounts of antioxidants from foods in general. Yes, what many people don't know is that we get way more antioxidants from beverages such as tea and coffee than any food. Yes, this may come as a surprise, but coffee is a better antioxidant source than any superfood, including pomegranate, for example. And this is a proven fact. Now, I don't really recommend drinking any more coffee than you already do, by the way. In fact, for many people, decreasing caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon or evening, may be a way to protect the kidneys. What can you do instead? Well, drink green tea. Green tea has way less caffeine than both black tea and coffee, but a comparable amount of antioxidants. Yes, this cup of tea may be a better ally in your battle against kidney disease than most people realize. And there are a few extra tips you can use to increase your antioxidant intake naturally. First of all, eat the peel. Whenever possible, leave the skins on fruit and vegetables. They often contain higher levels of nutrients than the pulp, including vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. And don't forget to take time for some tea. As I was saying, both coffee and tea have high levels of antioxidants, but tea, especially green tea, has high antioxidant levels and low caffeine content. And also, eat legumes. Many kidney patients are still being told to avoid legumes, but these foods are very rich in antioxidants. Some are also low enough in phosphorus and protein to be part of a renal diet. I especially recommend string beans and soybeans. Just make sure you are not getting too much protein from them. Another great strategy is to add colors to your plate. Not many people know this, but many of the foods richest in antioxidants are blue, red, orange, or black. And there are tons of different antioxidants that can help you. So the best way to get more of them is adding many colorful fruit and veggies to your diet. Yes, variety in your diet may be key to a better kidney health. One last tip, don't forget about seeds. Seeds can add a great flavor to your salads and recipes, and they provide healthy fats as well as beneficial antioxidants. There is one seed in particular that may have way more health benefits for the kidneys than most people give it credit for. I'm talking about sunflower seeds. Yeah, this is a really underrated superfood. Just 1 ounce of these seeds contains up to the 66% of your daily value for vitamin E. Why is this important? As I was saying in the beginning of the video, there are two types of antioxidants, vitamins and non-vitamins. Antioxidants vitamins are vitamin A, C, and E. Non-vitamins include compounds such as glutathione, coenzyme Q10, lipoic acid, flavonoids, polyphenols, and more. Now you could, in theory, supplement many of these, but not vitamin E. Vitamin E is not a vitamin that's usually recommended to supplement to those with CKD. This is because vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, and that means that if supplemented in too large doses, it can accumulate, and that's bad. But vitamin E is extremely powerful as an antioxidant, so powerful that a recent meta-analysis carefully reviewed several placebo-controlled studies conducted on kidney disease patients and demonstrated that vitamin E can reduce markers of oxidative stress, decrease proteinuria, and most important, marker of kidney damage, lower the risk for cardiovascular disease, the #1 cause of death, and more. And a different study conducted on 59 diabetic kidney disease patients in stage 3, those administered 400 milligrams of vitamin E had a significant reduction of creatinine levels and a significant improvement in GFR. So yeah, if you are going to start an antioxidant therapy, which today is something everyone with kidney disease should be doing, also consider adding vitamin E. But depending on your stage of kidney disease and on your diabetic status, you may want to be careful with the dose for vitamin E. I don't actually recommend supplementing this vitamin to CKD patients in the advanced stages until we get more studies about it. So while an antioxidant therapy containing vitamin E may be extremely effective, as these studies show, as for today, I will focus more on sunflower seeds and less on supplements when it comes to vitamin E. Remember that small doses of many antioxidants are better than bigger doses of single antioxidants. Now question, what about the other vitamins with antioxidant properties? Just like vitamin E, vitamin A is not something I would generally recommend. Vitamin C is different though. This is not just one of the most powerful antioxidants in nature, it's also a water-soluble vitamin, meaning that the risk of it accumulating is low. And studies show that consuming more vitamin C can increase your blood antioxidant levels by up to 30%, which is a very effective way of helping kidney function. This vitamin, when in high enough concentrations, can neutralize free radical molecules, which in excess can damage cells inside the kidneys. Vitamin C is also crucial for iron absorption and to fight anemia, and it also plays a key role in wound healing, bone and tooth formation, and heart health. But you see, when it comes to vitamin C, it is still better to take in moderate amounts. 60 to 100 milligrams of ascorbic acid per day is what is usually recommended to people with kidney problems. And now you may ask, and what about non-vitamin antioxidants? What are the most powerful? Well, probably the single most powerful antioxidant out there when it comes to kidney health is N-acetylcysteine, or NAC in short. This is the molecule that was used to lower creatinine by 50% in an in vitro study, which helped to prove that NAC is one of the most powerful antioxidants on earth with incredible kidney protecting benefits. NAC is also used in people suffering from kidney disease when they need to do a contrast X-rays exam because it protects the kidneys from the oxidative stress these exams cause. But why is it so powerful? NAC is necessary to make and replenish glutathione, one of your body's most important antioxidants. Researchers have found links between low levels of this antioxidant and various diseases, kidney problems included. You see, toxin exposure, poor diet, chronic diseases, infection, and stress can seriously lower the levels in your body of this powerful antioxidant. Getting these levels back to normal can have a kidney restoring effect, according to studies. This is because it's incredibly powerful at preventing oxidative damage inside the kidneys. Now the interesting part. Today, NAC is regularly available as a supplement, and many people take it mainly to protect their kidneys and their liver. And yes, I would seriously consider NAC as a part of an antioxidant therapy to protect the kidneys. Commonly used doses are 600 to 1800 milligrams of NAC per day. NAC is most effective when consumed on an empty stomach. What you should know before taking it is that it may elevate the amount of zinc released in the urine. This is why those intending to supplement NAC long-term should also consider supplementing zinc. As usual, consult your doctor before taking any new supplement. Up next, the only antioxidant that was used to get CKD patients out of dialysis. Okay, there is just another supplement I would also consider as a part of an antioxidant therapy to protect the kidneys. This one comes with properties even more incredible than those of NAC. This molecule is extremely powerful at protecting the kidneys from oxidative damage, and I believe that in the future it will be recommended by doctors to kidney patients in general. I'm talking about coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. This is one of the most incredible antioxidants out there, and it should definitely be on your short list of supplements to use regularly. And I recommend CoQ10 especially to people taking a statin or a beta blocker, or in general to those over 50. This is because taking statins or beta blockers or being over 50 will make your natural production of CoQ10 decrease. Now, the most incredible part about CoQ10 is that it was actually used in dialysis patients as a way to stop dialysis. I know this sounds incredible, but it really happened. And as we can see here, it worked. So if you want to know more about CoQ10, my video up here is for you. When 48 dialysis patients were administered 180 milligrams of this supplement, 9 of them were able to get out of dialysis in just 8 weeks. In this video, 5 ways CKD patients in stage 5 are actually avoiding or getting out of dialysis. And the number of patients with end-stage renal disease is growing annually around the world. And today, the only option for most of these patients seems to be dialysis. But dialysis is an outdated form of therapy with a huge impact on quality of life, and there is the need for an alternative. One that doesn't involve someone passing away and leaving you with one of their organs. These researchers may have found some. Now, today I don't want to focus on those treatments that we will have in the future, such as the artificial kidney or stem cells or xenotransplantation. And that's not because I don't believe in these scientific breakthroughs. It's because today I want to focus on treatments that are alternative to dialysis and that are already being used today on actual kidney disease patients. Yes, there are 5 ways CKD patients in stage 5 are actually avoiding dialysis. Okay guys, before we start, keep in mind that all of these treatments were administered by qualified hospital personnel under the supervision of doctors. Now guys, this video was made for anyone with kidney disease, not just those in stage 5 CKD. There are 5 lessons we can learn from all these innovative therapies that can be used by everyone to improve their kidney health in all the stages. And I will certainly make sure to outline the possible benefits during this video. So yeah, I will focus on the benefits you can get from these therapies in all the stages of CKD. Let's start with our number 5 for today. Our number 5 is a vitamin-like molecule that's used to get 9 dialysis patients to completely stop dialysis. This is a form of double-blind, placebo-controlled trial that was published years ago on the Journal of Nutritional and Environmental Medicine. It's a trial that really impressed me because it was done on dialysis patients. And, well, the test subjects were instructed to actively look for signs that they didn't need dialysis anymore. They were instructed to collect all the urine output every day for the duration of the trial and to measure it. Yeah, imagine that. You are on dialysis one day and the next day you start making enough urine that you don't need dialysis anymore. So let's take a look at this study. Now what they use here is a vitamin-like molecule, a powerful antioxidant called coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10 in short. Test subjects received 60 milligrams 3 times a day of a special formulation of CoQ10 called Q-gel. And while the trial lasted for 12 weeks and involved 48 test subjects in the CoQ10 group, for 9 of them, it only took 8 weeks to completely stop dialysis. Incredible! Now, it's worth mentioning that the test subjects in the CoQ10 group were specifically selected because the author of this study believed that they were possibly going to be able to stop dialysis. They were still making urine before the trial started. This doesn't make these findings less interesting, however. Now a question: can you still benefit from CoQ10 if you are in stage 3 or 4? Yes, absolutely. After this trial, CoQ10 was tested extensively in CKD patients, and it was found to be able to improve many metabolic parameters, including cholesterol levels, and to lower creatinine levels significantly. As we can read from this meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials published in the current pharmaceutical design. And I recommend CoQ10 especially to people taking a statin or a beta blocker, or in general to those over 50. This is because taking statins or beta blockers or being over 50 will make your natural production of CoQ10 decrease. And while today CoQ10 is not generally given to those prescribed statins, I believe in the near future this will become common practice. Now guys, if you think this is interesting, don't forget to give this video a like and also consider sharing it with a friend. Number 4, another incredible discovery. In this study titled the Dialysis-Free Protocol, the aim was to free patients who had troubles doing dialysis. Maybe because they weren't able to access a dialysis center or because they had troubles being administered dialysis. This study was done on 5 end-stage renal disease patients and was published on the Functional Foods in Health and Disease Journal. All the patients were able to avoid dialysis for 6 to 10 months while following the protocol. So question, what did they use in this trial? We're looking at the 3-directional way to reduce or eliminate nitrogenous waste product here. Nitrogenous waste product refers to all the toxins and scores the kidneys cannot remove in stage 5, such as urea, creatinine, uric acid, and more. All the things we don't want piling up in our blood. How did they do it? First thing was a low protein diet. Now, reducing protein intake drastically in someone with stage 5 not on dialysis may seem obvious right now. I mean, everyone is supposed to do that if they have CKD, but it wasn't obvious at all when this study was published. More about why this is important later on in this video. Second part of the protocol was an oral absorber called activated charcoal. Oral absorbers are one of the most important parts of any protocol to avoid dialysis. This is why we are also going to see more about activated charcoal later on in this video. Before that, the third component of the dialysis-free protocol is an oral probiotic called lactulose, as we can see here. So what is lactulose? It's a prebiotic that's usually prescribed to treat constipation, and that's also found to be able to have a serious positive impact on the gut microbiome. This prebiotic is able to change the gastrointestinal microflora to improve the quantity of healthy bacteria, especially bifidobacteria and lactobacilli, according to studies. And this prebiotic can also be beneficial for people in stage 3 and 4. It can help them lower their creatinine level significantly, as we can see in this study. But how could you benefit from it? Well, this can be useful for someone who needs a laxative, because it's probably the only laxative that lowers creatinine levels. So for example, you could talk to your doctor and get prescribed lactulose instead of a different laxative in case you needed one. Also because constipation is not something we want with CKD, it can even raise serum potassium levels, and using lactulose could be a way to solve this problem and help you improve. And keep in mind that this is a prebiotic we are talking about, extremely useful for anyone with CKD. So let's talk about prebiotics. Prebiotics have been used in patients who wanted to avoid dialysis in more than one study. Our next entry is in fact, I believe, the most studied form of dietary dialysis. It is actually both a prebiotic and an oral absorber, so we can do 2 of the functions that a dialysis alternative would need to perform. Time to see our number 3 now. There is a study that's somehow even more incredible than what we saw until now. A study focused on a prebiotic that alone was able to keep stage 5 patients dialysis free for up to 8 years thanks to a prebiotic called acacia fiber. This is a supplement that has been tested extensively in people with kidney disease and with some incredible results. It was actually found out that acacia fiber, especially if in combination with low protein diet, can make a serious difference in all the stages of CKD. This is because this substance directly binds to creatinine and other uremic toxins in the intestine, preventing them from reaching the bloodstream and the kidneys. But how effective is acacia fiber? According to this study conducted on 9 stage 5 patients, all the test subjects who tried it felt better with their urea and creatinine levels dropping during the treatment period. They followed these patients for anywhere from 8 weeks to 8 years. 3 of them stayed on the therapy for over 2 years, and 1 patient stuck with it for 8 years, still going strong with low creatinine levels and 0 uremia symptoms. After that, more research showed that this natural substance can help in all the stages of CKD. So consider adding it to your regimen if you aren't using it already. And more info about it in the description, by the way. Now, as promised, let's take a look at one of the most promising oral absorbers out there, activated charcoal. This is the oral absorber that was used in combination with lactulose and a low-protein diet on 5 end-stage renal disease patients to achieve months of freedom from dialysis. So what is activated charcoal and why is it interesting? Activated charcoal is a popular product today. It is used at home, for example, in teeth or skin whitening products, and it's also used in hospital setting to treat overdoses and poisonings and to protect the kidneys from the damage done by CT scans and MRIs. It works because 1 teaspoonful of activated charcoal has more surface area than a football field. This makes it extremely absorbent, and once ingested, it acts like a powerful scrub for your body and kidneys. But now you may ask, why is activated charcoal number 2 in this sub 5 when our number 3, acacia fiber, was used alone to achieve a longer freedom from dialysis? Well, even if activated charcoal is not as powerful as acacia fiber, the reason why I still consider it interesting for us is this medicine. This is called AST-120 or Cramazine, and it's an activated charcoal-based treatment that's being prescribed today in various Asian countries, including Japan and the Philippines, to treat CKD in stage 3 and 4. It can delay dialysis significantly by several years. And the reason why it's being prescribed is because it saves a lot of money to the government in the countries where healthcare is public. So the reason why activated charcoal is number 2 is a treatment based on it, which is approved to significantly delay dialysis in people with kidney problems. Now, AST-120 is not just your standard activated charcoal. It is a medicine created to bind specifically to uremic toxins without removing too much nutrients and vitamins from the intestine. So if you live, for example, in the Philippines and you are not getting it, talk to your doctor and see if it can help you. But don't go away yet. There is still our number 1 to look at, which is number 1, low protein diet. There is a recurring component of all the studies focused on avoiding or delaying dialysis. It's the use of a very low protein diet. What we need to understand here is that avoiding dialysis is all about getting rid of uremic toxins. All these forms of dietary dialysis revolve around a substance that binds to uremic toxins in the intestine and removes them. But clearly, there isn't a substance that can remove all the uremic toxins. So what about decreasing the production of uremic toxins? Well, this is where the low protein diet is going to help, because you see, protein metabolism is what creates uremic toxins in the first place. This is why, while the other ways of avoiding dialysis we have seen today are only experimental, a low protein diet is not just recommended to people with CKD. It's actually something everyone should be prescribed. This is why it's our number 1 for today. And guys, if you want to learn more about the low protein diet and how to benefit from it, my video up here is for you. In this video, the only breakfast that can lower creatinine by 16.8% or more. Okay, now imagine this for a moment. You wake up in the morning and you feel energized, refreshed, and ready to face the day. You are not worried about your kidney function, your blood pressure, or your blood sugar levels because you know that you are doing everything you can do to reverse your CKD and improve your quality of life. So, how do we make this a reality? Well, there is no doubt that everyone needs the right diet if they plan to reverse CKD. And now, thanks to science, we also know that breakfast really is the most important meal of the day. According to very large study, skipping breakfast is associated with more renal problems incidence. This is why today we are going to make sure all the foods we eat at breakfast are perfectly suitable for our diet. Starting with a breakfast staple that has more benefits for the kidneys than people realize. Number 5. Eggs, but just the white. Everyone loves eggs for breakfast, but if you have kidney disease, you only want to eat the white. But don't worry, you can still make it taste great. You can still make an omelette or scrambled eggs, but always discard the yolk. The reason why you don't want the yolk is not the cholesterol nor the fats it contains, it's the phosphorus. Egg whites are very low in phosphorus, and this is way more important than most people realize. You see, in a recent study, 120 CKD stage 3 and 4 patients were able to reverse the decline of their GFR, and just thanks to a diet with just the right amount of protein. Yes, they fine-tuned their protein intake, and not just the quantity, the quality of the protein too, and their GFR started to improve. In particular, researchers here focus on finding protein with high biological value and low phosphorus content. And one food beats everything else when it comes to protein to phosphorus ratio: egg whites. Yes, that's the exact reason why egg whites are great for a renal diet when all the other animal-based foods are banned. Keep in mind that egg whites are very rich in protein, so you will need to be very moderate here. As usual, consult your doctor if you want to add them to your diet. By the way, this one I just mentioned is a very significant study, and not just because it was published on a very prestigious peer-reviewed paper. Not just because all the test subjects got an improvement on average. I mean, that's amazing, but there is more to it. This study will have great repercussions on how the renal diet is going to be structured in the future. Up next, another breakfast staple with little known kidney detoxing properties. Number 4 is black coffee. Eggs, coffee. Looks like the perfect kidney-friendly breakfast is easier to prepare than what most people think. So now you may ask, is coffee safe in a renal diet? There is a controversy about coffee and kidney health that's still ongoing today. Some studies say that it may raise blood pressure and that it may make you lose sleep. And both these issues are dangerous for the kidneys. Other studies say that black unsweetened coffee is really good for the kidneys, especially for people with diabetes. Coffee is rich in nitric oxide, which is known to help relax blood vessels. Coffee is also very rich in antioxidants, more than green tea, and research suggests that we get way more antioxidants from drinks, such as coffee and tea, than from foods, by the way. There is even some research on people with CKD linking a hike in daily caffeine intake to lower odds of an early death or renal failure. So who is right and why is this controversy still standing? Well, recent research may have the answer. What they found out is that a gene variant present in half the population define how our bodies react to coffee. Some people metabolize caffeine at a slower rate, meaning that there is still too much caffeine in their body when they go to sleep. It will also raise their blood pressure, and this would in turn damage the kidneys. So I won't recommend you to drink coffee if you're not used to it. And also think about completely avoiding coffee starting from the afternoon. But what about drinking 1 cup of black unsweetened coffee for breakfast? Well, that seems to be the sweet spot to get the benefits of coffee without any of the cons. Another food that you cannot miss in your breakfast. Number 3, barley flakes. If barley flakes remind you of rolled oats, it's because they're created the same way by steaming kernels, rolling them, and drying them. And they taste just as good as rolled oats, in my opinion, making them the perfect breakfast food. But barley is somehow healthier for your kidneys than oats. It's a low glycemic grain, great for people with diabetes, but it is also very high in magnesium, great to lower blood pressure. Also, it's one of the best whole grains for kidney patients because it has a lower phosphorus content compared to any other whole grain. And as we have seen, decreasing phosphorus intake seems to be key to improve kidney function. Now, while it's true that the phosphorus from plant foods is not well absorbed, it's also true that whole grains are one of the plant-based foods that are richest in phosphorus. So if you want to get a kidney health boost first thing in the morning, put barley flakes on top of your grocery list. So if you want to get a kidney health boost first thing in the morning, put barley flakes on top of your grocery list. Also because half cup or about 60 grams serving of barley flakes packs a whopping 8 grams of dietary fiber, almost twice what you will get from an apple, which is a lot. It can really give you significant health benefits. Also because this is soluble fiber, the healthiest fiber there is. It's one of the most powerful detoxifiers you can have on your table. This type of fiber dissolves in water to form a gel-like material which helps control blood sugar and reduces cholesterol. It can also be metabolized by the good bacteria in the gut. It acts as a prebiotic. Amazing! Up next, another morning staple that's healthier than people realize. Before that, a very important question. What about skipping breakfast altogether? It's not a secret that intermittent fasting has never been so popular, and it has many benefits for people wanting to lose weight. It can help with blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar levels, and more if done right. It's no wonder that many people swear by it. But guys, as I was saying, never turn your intermittent fasting into just skipping breakfast altogether. That doesn't work. It will only damage your kidneys, says science. A very large study conducted on 4,370 participants was actually able to prove a link between the number of breakfast participants had in a week and the incidence of chronic kidney disease. Now, to be more specific, people seldom having breakfast were significantly more at risk for CKD. Researchers motivated these findings by indicating several studies that already link low meal frequency and skipping breakfast with an increased risk of coronary heart disease, metabolic syndrome, and diabetes. So yeah, breakfast really is the most important meal of the day if you care about your kidneys. Now, as we can see from the study, researchers had no trouble finding a large amount of previously published papers linking skipping meals to diabetes and high blood pressure, the two main causes of CKD. Researchers also remarked that spending too much time in a fasted state and without drinking water is also a cause of kidney damage. And while intermittent fasting definitely works, it's not better than a diet with the same caloric restriction, but a normal amount of daily meals when it comes to losing weight. This is what a large review of studies focused on preventing diabetes found out. And since we are talking about weight loss diets, I also want to mention that patients with advanced kidney disease usually do better when they are able to keep their body weight. So, you may want to lose weight if you are in stage 3 and you have diabetes, for example, but you will be better following a normal caloric diet if you are in stage 4 or 5. This is why you always need to have a well-planned strategy when it comes to a diet for kidney disease. Up next, a breakfast staple that many people are still convinced they cannot eat. Number 2, avocado. Yes, this superfood is well deserving of a number 2 spot on today's top list. And the reason is their fat content. While most fruits mostly contain carbs, avocados are one of the few fruits richer in healthy fats. This makes them the best friends of your kidneys and of your heart, especially if you have diabetes. Avocados won't spike your blood sugar levels at all, making them great for people with diabetes. The healthy fats in avocados will actually protect you from a blood sugar spike because they will make you digest any carbs you had in the same meal slower. This is why I always suggest eating foods rich in carbs with foods rich in fats during a meal. Avocados in particular are rich in polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, great to lower your blood cholesterol levels. And there are solid scientific studies to support this property. In a study on the cholesterol-lowering properties of avocados, people on a moderate fat diet who ate an avocado every day had lower bad cholesterol levels than those on a similar diet without an avocado a day. Amazing! And there are also other reasons why the avocado is a real superfood. This is a vitamin powerhouse. The avocado is rich in vitamin C, E, K, and B6, as well as riboflavin, niacin, folate, pantothenic acid, and magnesium. And what about the potassium? Well, avocados are full of potassium, and this may be either good or bad for you depending on your levels. But keep in mind that kidney patients are not supposed to limit potassium by default today. If you want to learn more about this, my video up here is for you. But don't go away yet. It's time for our number one for today. This is a food that can seriously lower your creatinine levels. Number one is Brazil nuts. As I was saying, a breakfast must contain some healthy fats, and nuts are great when it comes to fats. But the reason why I always recommend consuming just one Brazil nut every day is another: selenium. Selenium is a mineral that's been used to fight kidney disease in medical literature. You see, a deficiency in this mineral, which is pretty common, is considered a cause of kidney damage. Even better, correcting this deficiency has been observed to boost kidney health. In this placebo-controlled trial, those supplementing selenium as well as CoQ10 for 48 months had a huge improvement in kidney function. We're talking about a 14 points improvement in GFR here. These patients were actually able to lower their creatinine by 15.5 millimole per liters or 16.8%. So yeah, consider adding Brazil nuts to your diet. You could also supplement selenium, but by eating 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day, you will get the same amount of selenium that people in this study got from supplements. But instead of adding more pills, you will be eating a super tasty snack, which is also rich in healthy fats, copper, zinc, and vitamin E. Amazing! And guys, if you want to see more superfoods, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.